set fire to her own home with her own hands. That fire killed both of her parents, because she had discovered they'd taken out a large life insurance policy, with her as the sole beneficiary. She told everyone her parents had been drowning in debt, and with no way out, they chose to end the whole family's lives. She was the only one who made it out alive. As Shueya grew up, every man who got close to her ended up dead. After noticing the pattern, Yushir came up with a theory. Maybe every man who got involved with Shueya was being quietly eliminated by someone. Determined to find out who, Yushir decided to get close to her himself. He would pretend to be her boyfriend, and use himself as bait to draw the killer out, even if that meant he could be next. He didn't care. What he didn't expect was that one kiss from Shueya nearly made him drop his guard completely. Once he started to consider that Shueya might actually be innocent, his attitude toward her shifted from suspicion to sympathy. He even began to wonder whether he was the one who had been pushing her to the edge all along. So he started to care about her. He checked into the hotel across from her building. At night he listened to the recordings saved on Yoonji's phone. They were conversations Shueya had with friends during her most vulnerable moments. The sound of her struggling to hold herself together hit him hard. He stood out on the balcony, watching her from a distance. Then Shueya suddenly looked up. Yushir ducked out of sight, but it turned out she had known he was watching all along. A strange smile crossed her face. Even so, Yushir still couldn't fully trust her. He decided to dig into Shueya's past. He reached out to her close friend Anna, and he told him everything. Shueya's father had racked up enormous debts. Creditors showed up at their door every single day. When he couldn't pay, they took out their anger on young Shueya. One time a creditor pressed a scorching hot iron directly onto her back. Anne was standing right there watching. He watched her clench her teeth and endure the pain. Not a single cry, not a single tear. A child that young, showing a level of endurance most adults never could. That was why Anne had always felt protective of her. He had stayed by her side for years. Yushir was speechless when he heard all of this. He had never imagined Shueya's childhood was that brutal. That same night he tracked down the owner of a local bar. He was also a close friend of Shueya's, and everything she said lined up almost exactly with what Anne had told him. The two people who knew Shueya best were both vouching for her, and so far she hadn't actually done anything that was clearly suspicious. Yushir started to wonder if he had been overthinking this whole thing. Maybe Han Shueya really was innocent. The next day Anhui deliberately smashed a piece of artwork on display. Shueya knew it was intentional, but Anhui was Anne's little sister. Out of respect for Anne, Shueya swallowed her frustration, took the blame herself, and went in person to apologize to the artist. Yushir forced his way along. It turned out someone had put Anhui up to it. The whole point was to destroy Shueya's reputation. Shueya couldn't hold back any longer and confronted Yushir. She demanded to know if he had been watching her from the hotel across the street. Yushir panicked on the spot. It turned out Shueya had figured it out a long time ago. She had even seen Yushir walk out of that building herself.